Hey, man, I just want to say thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for taking care of your men, for shepherding them and doing an amazing job. God is doing so much through your effort, and it's just amazing to see how He's using you guys and really building His kingdom right now. Super encouraging. Um, I want to present something to you really quick that God has birthed inside of me. He's put this inside of me these past couple of weeks, and I think it's something that we are called to as life group leaders, and that is to be a connector. We are doing amazing at connecting in our life groups. You guys are doing a phenomenal job at building community. You're doing a phenomenal job at building camaraderie and connection. You're doing the phone calls. You're making the text. You're having people over. You're doing life with these men. That's amazing. So what I'm asking now is to bring that same vision, that same faith into the Sunday morning experience. And what I mean by this is we are amazing at doing this in our small groups, but something that we could be better at is, and I'm not talking about you specifically, but us as a whole at South Point, is connecting on Sunday mornings, especially with the intention of reaching people who are new, who are not used to South Point. Maybe it's their first time there. Maybe they've been there for a long time, but they've never really dove in deeply to be a part of the community. So my encouragement to you, my challenge is be a connector. The first thing I want to encourage you to do in order to do that is be a BJ. Be a BJ. So I want to share this story real quick with you. I met with BJ. He's in my life group. He's been coming to South Point since May. I met with him this past Tuesday. We're finishing up the one-to-one book. He's doing amazing, but he shared something with me that was incredibly encouraging. And this idea started to form in me more and more as he spoke this to me. And this is why I want to share this with you. So on Sunday, I gave the call. My dad always does this to sign on the Connect card, next steps. And people sign off. They want to go to Fresh Start. They want to go to the Discover South Point class. They want to join a life group, whatever. So that's an important, very important step, because that's how we segue people into the community. We get them connected. We get them in discipleship in a life group, or we get them connected to serving. So it's very, very important. Well, usually we get this list of people, like 10 people each week. We make calls and stuff, and it's very hard to connect with people because they don't have a personal connection with us. That's where you guys come into play. So this is where BJ came into play. On Tuesday, when I met, going back to our meeting on Tuesday with BJ, when I met with BJ, he told me a story about him connecting with a brand new person who's never been to South Point. He said, Ryan, I connected with this person. I got his phone number. I called him. I invited him to our life group. I encouraged him to come to Fresh Start, and he wants to do this. Can you please call him? Well, I went on my phone, and I said, who is it? And he told me the name. I went down and I said, oh, that's the guy I called yesterday, and he didn't answer. I'll call him again. So I went, and I immediately after I met with BJ, I texted this gentleman, and I said, hey, I just met with BJ. He said he met with you on Sunday, and I'd love to touch base with you and talk to you about our life groups and Fresh Start. Within 5 minutes, this guy called me back, and he said, man, yeah, it was awesome talking to BJ. I really enjoyed it, and this is my first Sunday here, and I look forward to getting more involved. And right there at that moment, I thought, man, this is amazing, because BJ was focusing on his area, and he got someone that was sitting near him connected through him. He's now connected to South Point. So I want to encourage you to be a connector on Sunday mornings. This Sunday morning is going to be special, and I'm going to explain that in a second. So first of all, be a BJ. Be a BJ. Secondly, the way we're going to do this is we're going to cover our zones. So how do we cover our zones? I want to encourage you to imagine a 5 to 10 foot radius circling around you and think, is there anyone that I don't recognize or I don't really know, or maybe that I think is new here? Get connected with those people. Get connected with that person. Focus on one person. This is not just going around and trying to greet every person you can. Your goal is one connection. Why? Because we only have 30 seconds to do this. And we're going to do a 30-second meet and greet this Sunday. And this is going to give you the opportunity, if there's someone around you, to connect with that person. And as you do this, I want to encourage you to be focused, to ask questions, to listen, and to remember. And what do I want you to remember? Remember their name. That's important, because at the end of the service, if God does something with them, you now know their name. And you can go up to them and say, hey, Robert, or hey, John, or whatever. It was great meeting with you. I'd love to touch base with you more. Maybe you get their phone number. Maybe you fill that at that moment and you get their phone number. You write it down and you say, hey, man, I'd love you to come to our life group or to check it out. Or maybe they respond to the message and you have an opportunity to invite them to the Fresh Start class that's going on this Sunday. And this would be awesome, because now they have an immediate connection with you and you can walk them up to the Fresh Start class. And that's the last thing I want to say, is show them the way. Don't just say, hey, you should go to Fresh Start. Say, hey, Robert, I would love for you to come to Fresh Start. I'll show you real quick. There's coffee and donuts. It's awesome. It lasts 30 to 40 minutes and it's going to be great, man. It starts at 11 a.m. and it goes until approximately 11:40, and I think you'd really enjoy it. And then walk them up. So this is one thing that I want to encourage you to do this Sunday, a way that you can be a connector, because we are doing Fresh Start. We will be bringing out more things coming up soon. Pastor Jason and myself and my dad are all working on, in the team are all working on a new process where we can have something available every Sunday for new people to get connected. And that's where you're going to come. Your role is going to be very significant. Men, I want to encourage you, take hold of this vision. Let's do this. I think it would be amazing. And thank you so much for all you do.